There is something going on here that is weird, strange, and dysfunctional.
It doesn't add up. You and I knew that Shedeur Sanders' injury was a little bit fishy. Now, Mary Kay Cabot, as much, hey, hate her or love it, she typically tells the truth. And she told, and was reported to by Shedeur, that Shedeur did not hold himself. He did not report his back injury. They said that Kevin Stefanski, the team, saw his back tightness, saw his soreness, right? Made him go through a workout, and they weren't happy with what they saw, and they just decided not to play him. Now, a lot of people came out with the conspiracy theory that maybe they knew Dillon Gabriel was going to play like 2 packs of ass, and then they would have no excuse but to put Bailey Zappi out there because Shedeur, or Kevin Stefanski rather, would die before putting Shedeur Sanders in a Browns uniform on the field as he's the head coach. Now, hey, if you agree or disagree, comment down below. You let me know how it feels, because your comments are so great. Y'all were helping me connect the dots, right? In one of my comments videos, y'all better watch those. Every week we going crazy. Some of y'all, one of my amazing commenters pointed out that Billy Musgrave doesn't just have a connection with Coach Prime, obviously being a backup in San Francisco, but also has a connection to Oregon. So Billy Musgrave has the Oregon connection, Dillon Gabriel, Oregon connection, Dillon Gabriel. Will Stein's offensive coordinator has a connection to Kevin Stefanski's system, but it goes even deeper. If you thought it was, hey, I tried to be, you know me, I try to be optimistic. Hey, it's all about football, right? It's all about football. But after that embarrassing performance, after y'all had my man 12 sit on the bench, I got problems. So first off, shout out to Dalvin the Truth. Shout out to Dalvin the Truth. Y'all know, if y'all know him, he's a big Shedeur, Colorado supporter, Coach Prime guy, right? He put out this little snippet from this article. This is not even about like the Browns specifically, right? The CAA influence in Cleveland is similar to athletes first in Chicago. Sexton, again, this is about Colin Sexton, who declined the comment for the story, has reported the past 2 Browns head coaches, Freddie Kitchens and Kevin Stefanski's, and another CAA agent represents Andrew Berry. Cleveland's 2024 offensive and defensive coordinators were also repped by CAA. Offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey was fired January 5th in the wake of a 3-14 season, but the rest of the Browns staff is reportedly safe. Tommy Rees, elevated from tight ends coach to offensive coordinator January 15th, is represented by Excel Sports Management. Interesting. The one guy that seems to be there for Shedeur.
Coming up high. Good? Here we go. Eyes down the field. Good. We're reading those seams. I didn't think I was in harm's way. Standing over here. Hey, we're going to do a lot of work when we climb up, is keeping this thing on that now. These now that are going to be tackling you, it's a different world. You feel me? It's a different world. You see Myles Garrett walking around with his shirt off? You got to have that ready to roll. You know I'm mic'd up. I hope that makes it. Ball's on the right hash. Good read. Good job. Good ball.
But
dialing it up.
You see, you know, and a lot of y'all, and I happen to, again, you know, I try to keep very positive on this channel, but my commenters, my audience members are quick to point out that they don't really see a lot of positive things from Kevin Stefanski. Now, I'll show y'all Kevin Stefanski saying positive things, but he is the head coach. He is supposed to say positive things. But when you look at this interaction, him and also Billy Musgrave too, they seem to have, but Billy Musgrave, I mean, that's Coach Prime connection, right? That's a little deeper, right? But this is the guy, Tommy Rees, the only person that seemingly isn't on the CAA, the same exact person in what's it called, agent, right? Is seemingly the offensive coach that's given the most positive towards Shedeur Sanders. Per ESPN data, 4 teams went to 2024 with the same agent representing the head coach and 2 corners at the time. The club hired them: Cincinnati, Lamont, Cleveland, Sexton, Miami, Flowers, and the New York Jets, Flowers. So Kevin Stefanski has the same agent as Dan Lanning, Brett Venerables, Gus Malzahn, and the college coaches of Dillon Gabriel. So the connections go deeper than deep. And I want y'all to understand, nobody would be calling this into question if it wasn't for how mid Dillon Gabriel played and how mid every single NFL process or scout rather looked at Dillon Gabriel. They looked at him at a 4th and 5th. This is Kevin Stefanski's guy. This is your guy, Shedeur. I don't want him. I don't want to give him a chance. Hey, when I put everything in front of you, I don't know, how do y'all feel about the back injury? Now, I will say, Boog from Shedeur's camp, he did confirm that Shedeur's back was hurt. So I do want to say that. Now, does that mean he wanted to sit? I'm gonna let you answer that question. But it did. He did confirm that it was nothing serious, and it was just a slight hurt, and he's gonna be fine. So first off, if you're worried about Shedeur, he will be okay. You know what I'm saying? He's day to day in situations like that. But I'm gonna let y'all think how y'all think. But the media definitely has some interesting takes. So our guy Tony Grossi, the Dillon Gabriel fan club owner, what does he have to say on this beautiful day? Let's hear it.
What is really going on inside that building? I sort of said earlier, either play him against the Jets, or if you don't like him enough to play him against the Jets, just get him out of here. I think it should go one of those two ways.
Yeah, mystifying is the word I would use to describe this whole Sanders year. If Sanders
Mystifying
is not better than what we've seen out of Gabriel, how bad must that be in the coach's mind? Now, I don't know. We haven't seen him since August in the preseason finale. So all I know is that Gabriel's, by any metric, has gotten progressively worse.
Yes, and
which I totally
progressively
worse. I was wrong.
Progressively worse. And just so to remind y'all, do I have the stats over here? I don't think I have the stats over here. But let me see. Progressively worse is so funny, but the problem is it's extremely accurate. So I just shout out to you, Tony Grossi. Week 6, 63.5 grade. Week 6, 52.5 grade. Week 7, 48.6 grade. After week 7, he was 48 out of 51 quarterbacks when it came to what's called turnover-worthy plays. And of course, week 8, he had 2 interceptions and he threw himself into a safety. He had a 38.4 grade. So just dropping tremendously in each game, getting worse. And it's so funny. It's a real reason why I pointed out Tony Grossi, because Tony Grossi, right, was big on the, hey man, hey, what have I seen for you lately? So shout out to him for being consistent. Tony Grossi's consistent. He wanted to hold the Rams game over Shedeur's head. Well, hey, this game needs to be plastered in his mind, and he's judging him as such. He's judging him as a quarterback that if any team wanted to win football games, I don't think he would be putting them out there,
There is something going on here that is weird, strange, and dysfunctional. Because the answers to the questions and the logic from the moment they drafted him to right now, there are all these incongruencies and inconsistencies. Why did they take him in the 5th round? Why was he still there in the 5th round? Did he really want to come here? Would he rather have gone somewhere else? Who drafted him? Who really wanted him? Why didn't he get any reps and opportunities in training camp when he's the more talented guy and Dillon Gabriel is the less talented guy? It's more than meets the eye. It's Brown's dysfunction at its finest. And I'd have thought that at some point here, the Haslams would have learned their lesson about doing things like this. But I guess they're just incapable of doing that.
And what irks me so much, and, shout out to remember, this is the back injury, right? What makes me so crazy about this situation? Whoa, this is loud. What makes me so interested or so perplexed about this situation is, they sat here and they call you conspiracy theorists, and me, I am the mildest of the Shedeur representatives. I keep it on facts. I give you facts, and the facts right now, and this is why, because I want y'all to know, like, I can come here and just tell y'all lies. I can just come here and just run with a TikTok and whatever. I could do that. I could just say those things. But I mean, I would, if for me, when I watch things, I want to have reliability in what I have. Not that I'm a journalist, right? Not that I'm going to 100% be right. But if I can, I'm going to at least, let me just give you the full context, right? If I'm going to defend Shedeur the full context, I'm going to give you the other side of the full context. Dog, the full context, these are Browns reporters saying things that CU aunties, right, have been saying for months. These are things that my comment section has been telling me for months. Hey, Tings, somebody don't want him. Hey, Tings, hey, he's not going to get a chance. Hey, Tings, it's not fair. And me, Seeing that I'm a Shedeur fan. Like, you can't call me nothing but a Shedeur fan. I had to be like, all right. Instead of feeding into it, let me be fair. Let me show you this and this. Let me show you a football reason why Dillon Gabriel might be ahead. Let me show you why. It's not because of any personal vendetta. Nah. It's really because of schematic fits. And I believe that. But those excuses, those thought process, that's out the window at this point. I didn't want Dillon Gabriel to play bad. But here we are. Right? Here we are. You have to look everybody in the face. Tell us that this guy had a tight back. Right? This is the guy that y'all pulled from the game or pulled from being able to start in a game that just so happened to have your worst performance from your guy. The consecutive worst and worst performance from your guy, Kevin Stefanski. So at this point, it's not a conspiracy theory. And I told y'all at the beginning of the draft, I don't believe in conspiracy theories. I believe in what do the facts tell you. The facts told you that, what was that, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, with 6 minutes left in the game, up a whole buttload of points. If you like Dillon Gabriel so much and Quinshon Judkins, who just hurt his shoulder this last week, hey, pull your starters. Y'all got a lucky win. Please pull your starters, right? Give Shedeur some shine. Give Jamari Thrash some more reps. Give Gage more reps. Let Dylan Sampson get some RB1 reps, right? Let's see what the depth looks like from your pass rush. How about the man y'all just paid $8 trillion and who would go on the next week to have a 5-sack historical game, breaking his own record? How about take them out the game? No. Up 31-6. Nah, man. Twos don't get in. Two minutes left in the end of a preseason game where Shedeur got no chances and one of his best looks was the 2-minute drill. An important reason for him to see the field. Nah, man, we got to give Tyler Huntley a veteran. We got to make sure he has good tape. The Pro Bowler, Tyler Huntley, it doesn't add up. I gave you, and that's the good thing about giving you all. I gave you the benefit of the doubt. So now when I confirm it, there ain't no, y'all can't come at my comments and say, well, it's just because Shedeur Sanders is bad. It's just because, no, guys, that's not that can't be it. I told y'all, keep y'all's lies consistent, because I'll go back in time on y'all. April 26, 2025, Cleveland selects Colorado, Shedeur Sanders, 144, 91.4 passing grade since 2023, second amongst QBs. End of the story. Shedeur Sanders reportedly thought to have no shot at entering the 2024 NFL Draft. He was going to be number 3 behind Caleb Williams and Drake May if he entered. That would have, don't stop. After this season, he went on to have a 9-4 year, throwing for more yards and getting more accolades. I got people. This is shout out Max Loop at Kansas City. They got it's Shedeur time. Look, it's no longer a conspiracy theory. I'm not gonna come to y'all with conspiracy theories. I like to think this is a football channel, right? I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna bring you the truth. And the truth right now, when I connect all the dots, I don't think Kevin Stefanski hates Shedeur. I don't like when y'all say that, but Kevin Stefanski has a vested interest in not starting Shedeur. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's not a theory. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at a player in Dillon Gabriel who's getting worse. You know, the crazy part is, like, why not? It's almost like he's not even setting up Dillon Gabriel for success. It's like he's trying to use Dillon Gabriel to prove a point that Dillon Gabriel, the arm can't prove it, yo. He don't got it. He don't got it. Now, it doesn't help that the wide receivers are terrible. It doesn't help that the offensive line is aging. Those things don't help. But by God, you have one of the best defenses in the nation. You have legitimately one of the greatest defensive players in the history of NFL on your team in Myles Garrett. and y'all can't figure it out. Absolute malpractice, man. Absolute malpractice. But y'all let me know how y'all feel down below. Do you think Kevin Stefanski's ever going to give him a fair shot? It was never fair. It was never fair in preseason, and I wrote it off for being 5th rounder. So, hey, I need to take my lumps. That's on me for even trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. But you got, these are Browns reporters saying things that people in my comments have been telling me, telling you, and being called crazy for. Sorry about it. I think they know something about it. I think they do. But you have a great day. I like this video if you like it, dislike if you don't subscribe if you like football content. I'm going to try to stream sometime this week. I know there's been a lot of Shedeur stuff. I missed a bunch of content, and some of the content I recorded was ahead. I got to get some more art stuff out. I got to check in on Cam Ward, the Cam Ward versus Dillon Gabriel, who did better this week. I want to make that a tracker. I'm going to read y'all's comments, of course, on the weekend. But yeah, man, if there's any type of content you want to see, y'all want me to check in Travis Hunter. I think they have a bye week. I can check back in on Travis. I can check back in on Lejante. Anything y'all need, man, just let me know down below. I appreciate the support and everything and else in between. Like the video if you like this, like if you don't subscribe if you like football content. We'll see you next time. Peace.